Once upon a time, terrestrial television was king. It ruled living rooms across the United Kingdom, commanding the attention of tens of millions, dictating the rhythm of evening routines and providing a shared cultural experience that spanned generations. Families gathered, neighbours discussed last night's episode, the nation collectively gasped, laughed, and occasionally sighed at the news, all in synchronised harmony. Fast forward to today, and that once mighty institution is slowly gasping for breath, dying a quiet, prolonged death, squeezed from every side by innovation, choice, and a younger generation that would rather watch someone unbox socks on TikTok than witness a carefully produced drama unfold on ITV. So why is terrestrial TV fading? Let's break it down. Streaming services didn't just arrive, they landed with all the subtlety of a double-decker bus full of billionaires in tracksuits. Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, Disney Plus, Hulu, the list goes on. They've fundamentally changed the way audiences consume content, offering on-demand access to entire libraries of shows, movies, and original productions. No longer must viewers schedule their lives around a fixed broadcast. No longer must they sit through ads for detergent while waiting for their favourite drama. Now they can binge watch an entire season of shows while commuting, cooking, or pretending to listen to their boss on Zoom. And terrestrial channels? They scramble, desperately trying to keep viewers on a schedule that feels quaint, inflexible, and let's be honest, increasingly irrelevant. The allure of binge watching and endless choice is hard to compete with. Smartphones, tablets, smart TVs. These devices have liberated audiences from the tyranny of the living room. You can now watch a drama on the train, a cooking show in the bath, or a reality series while queuing for a pint. The primetime concept, once sacred, is now feeling more outdated. And don't forget social media, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Platforms offering content in bite-sized, dopamine-fueled chunks that compete directly with any 2-hour drama. Viewers, particularly younger ones, are increasingly impatient with anything longer than 30 seconds, unless it's easily bingeable. Terrestrial TV, with its carefully curated schedules, rigid time slots, and endless ads, increasingly feels like a museum exhibit, nostalgic, respected, but ultimately ignored in favour of more convenient, more personalised options. The generational divide is brutal. Millennials and Gen Z grew up with streaming, gaming, and interactive content as the norm. They view traditional television with the same fondness we might reserve for floppy disks or dial-up modems. Amusing, slightly quaint, but largely irrelevant to their lives. Linear TV rarely caters to them. They want interactivity, social connection, and the ability to engage directly with content creators. If a broadcast doesn't allow them to comment, react, or vote, then why bother? And as this demographic becomes the dominant consumer group, terrestrial TV faces the daunting task of trying to appear relevant to an audience that simply just doesn't care. Television advertising, once a golden goose, is now a gilded relic. Brands follow the eyeballs, and the eyeballs are migrating en masse to streaming platforms, where ads can be targeted with surgical precision or skipped entirely. For traditional channels reliant on ad revenue, this is catastrophic. The more viewers that leave, the less attractive the channel becomes to advertisers, a vicious cycle of irrelevance. Meanwhile, streaming services introduce ad-supported tiers, giving viewers what they want: content with minimal inconvenience and the illusion of control. Terrestrial TV? Well, they're still trying to sell detergent ads to an audience already watching on a phone with an ad blocker enabled. High-speed internet, cloud DVRs, smart TVs, and 4K streaming have done for terrestrial TV what the horseless carriage did for horse-drawn carts, rendered it quaint, nostalgic, and increasingly impractical. viewers can now curate libraries tailored precisely to their tastes and skipping over everything else. TV broadcasters are left clinging to their schedules like a captain on a sinking ship, waving at streaming platforms as they sail past with entire seasons of content ready to be devoured on demand. Terrestrial television is not dead, well, not yet, but it's undergoing a transformation so profound that its very survival is in question. The rise of streaming, changes in viewing habits, generational shifts, advertiser migration, and tech advances all point in the same direction. The days of scheduled broadcasts, collective cultural moments, and shared national experiences are dwindling. Linear TV now exists in a fractured landscape, competing with personalised, interactive global alternatives. Its challenge is not simply to survive, but to reinvent itself, to find ways to capture attention, spark engagement, and offer something that streaming giants cannot replicate. In short, the slow death of terrestrial TV is about more than technology. It reflects a fundamental shift in how we consume culture, connect socially, and prioritise our leisure. The question is no longer whether terrestrial television will survive. It's whether it can adapt quickly enough to remain relevant in a world where flexibility, immediacy, and interactivity are king. So, as the glow of the TV screen dims in living rooms across Britain, we must ask ourselves, will terrestrial television go quietly into the night? Or will it find a way to thrive in a digital age that never stops demanding more?